live.
And we're live. Hey,
Hello.
everyone. Welcome to ChatTGR. Dan here.
Jake.
And Joe here.
It's been a while.
It has,
Too
ladies
long.
and gentlemen.
Yes, Lizzie on the knobs.
Hello.
It's a little Lizzie on the knobs.
Yeah, cool. We've been hither, thither, and every whither. It's been eventful. Lots been going on. Lots to talk about. There's been loads of new pedals. There's a herd of elephants walking down the stairs
There is, my
behind us.
goodness.
We're on safari.
Incredible.
Jeez.
Yeah, but anyway, hope you're all awesome. Lizzie, who do we have on with us today?
We've got Fat Sea Turtle. We've got lovely BV, obviously.
Oh,
Beaver baby.
hey, mate.
Justin has said good morning from Minneapolis, Minnesota, watching from the treadmill. Milk was a bad choice.
Great
It
reference.
was a bad choice.
Great reference.
I love that film.
We've got Keith Taylor, who has said, just have to say, my GigRig pedal board has completed about 40 gigs. You guys designed this so great. Really appreciate it.
Oh,
Amazing. Thank you, buddy.
Man.
We've got Kay Cole. Hello all. I hope everyone is doing great. We've
Yo,
got
yo, yo.
Simon on.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey,
He
man.
said, you have been missed.
Aw.
Ian Patterson, greetings from South Florida.
Hey,
Square
man.
Wave Symphonies. Hello, hey ho, lovely TGR family. And lots more.
Lovely.
Amazing.
Aw, hello, everyone.
Simon VRDJ. Lovely to see you in the chat, as always.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
baby.
let's get into it then. We've, in a rush this morning, I changed the thumbnail
You did.
and added in the Boss plug out. Now that you've explained to me what the name is, I'll never forget it.
Yeah, it's 10 out of 10. It's 10 out of 10.
I kind of love it and hate it. The name, I mean. Like, I both think it's amazing and horrific.
Yeah. Amazingly horrific.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But
I'm here for the pun. But at the
Because
same
they've
time-
taken their plugins and they've made it so you can take it out and have it on your board so it's a plug out. Come on.
that's good.
I'm a big
It's
fan
good.
of that. Big
No, it's
fan of that.
It's good. No, we'll take that. So, okay. Tell us about it, please.
Right. Well, should we show a little clip first for the people that have not seen it?
Okay.
Here we go. Let me find it really quickly. Where's the link? There it is. Here we go.
I think I've smashed it with the audio button, but please let me know in the comments if I haven't.
I tell you, man, I never realised there were this many Boss pedals, Pete. I
Crazy,
mean,
man.
I'd love to own them all, but there's just no way that I could afford it.
Tell you.
What? What is that? What is that?
There you go.
So, the plug out PH1 is a compact Boss size pedal that allows you to use pedal plugins and recall
16.
16 to start with.
Well, the only thing about this, I just need to interject, is I think 8 come as standard. And I
And then
think,
you can load 8 more.
yeah, but I'm not sure if there's
So,
some microtransactional thing going
on Boss's
No,
website,
I think so. And just to clarify that, it's a similar way the H9
Sure.
would do it.
Yeah.
You go on
Yeah,
and
fine.
you'd
Yeah.
buy the extra algorithms. And
Yeah.
these are, okay, there's more to explore with it, but let's remember that with the, like, Boss was early to the party with this, the COSM technology they
Totally.
developed,
Yeah.
you know, back in the 90s. Let's remember, Boss has always been cutting edge technology, except for a little period there. But they've always been pushing technology.
Yeah.
And they've been a mainstay for forever.
Yeah, well,
And there's so many designs that they made that are legendary and unobtainium that you can now have.
Completely.
Yeah, this
and
is
I think, I mean, we'll get into it, but these are Boss's own emulations
Yeah.
of these, like captures
Yeah.
of these old things. And, you know, Danish peers have got great ears if you can't tell the difference. Now, what slightly having the pedals synced up like that, I mean, you know, they're both buffered and will be fine. The difference will be minimal. But I'm going to, you know, put one in a looper and do some proper A-Bing. But Boss know what they're doing with this stuff. Like Matt, who you'll see in the ad,
Yeah.
he's a good friend of all of ours, and
Absolute legend.
he's just been texting me now because I did have one question about it.
Okay.
On the back of the pedal, it says MIDI in,
Yeah.
and I got excited because there's a couple of sounds that I use the H9 for, like 2 or 3 things that I switch between. You know, I don't use stereo. It's quite simple. I thought this would be really interesting, but the MIDI in is only for tempo sync.
Oh.
That's a shame.
I was looking through the manual and hoping.
Doesn't actually, and I text Matt to clarify. So I mean, who knows in the future?
Hopefully in the
It
future,
does say
it'll be-
MIDI in, and so, you know, but we'll see. But for the moment, the MIDI input is only to sync tempo. You can, however, switch between 2 different pedals with 2 presets.
Yeah.
So that's cool. If you want a tremolo and a chorus, you can use that and switch between the 2.
Yeah.
That was my only real downside to it, is not having the ability to change between things. And I was hoping that MIDI would allow you to change between presets.
Yeah.
And then also having CC control over any of those pedals would be so cool.
Yeah.
Especially like the PS2, for example. That would be so cool.
Be very cool.
But
you can,
like you say, maybe in the future.
there is a control input where you can have an expression pedal and change parameters.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What I think is particularly cool, so off the bat it comes with 16 effects, but they're all sort of deeper cuts from the Boss range.
B-sides.
Yeah. And unobtainium size,
Yeah.
destroyed, and, you know, the original's destroyed back when, like, you know, we've got the slow gear, got the Spectrum, you said the PS2, the OC2.
Yeah.
So
So I'll give you the
OC2,
whole,
which is the octaver.
I'll give you the whole
PS2,
list,
which
shall
is
I?
the pitch shifter.
Is there
We have
tremolo,
an OD1,
Yeah, the overdrive.
SP1,
Spectrum,
Spectrum, yep.
PH1,
Phaser.
SG1,
slow gear.
Slow gear.
CS1,
So the
CS1,
Compressor.
the TW1,
TWA.
the
Also the envelope filter.
SD1,
Super overdrive.
DS1,
Distortion.
C2,
Chorus.
BF2,
Flanger.
PN2,
the
Panner.
tremolo, pan tram.
Yeah.
OC2,
Octaver.
PS2,
Pitch shifter.
delay,
VB2,
vibrato.
DD2,
Digital delay.
DF2.
DF2.
Yeah.
Delay flanger?
I'm not actually sure.
D-
Is it the high band flanger?
No, that's the HF.
It's like a really niche pub quiz.
Super
Remember
feedback and distortion.
Oh yeah, the super feedback.
Yeah, it's
And,
really niche,
Oh,
but
that was
yeah,
my
really
that
cool.
was my first. How did I not get that? That was my first ever pedal. Best
Was it
Boss
actually?
pedal. My first ever Boss pedal.
That's super
No way.
interesting.
And I got that for my 13th birthday, and we had 2 music shops.
That's such a
We had
that's
a
such
music
metal.
shop at it was at Mount Gravatt, and we had a music shop at the what was it called? Something Gardens.
Galah.
No, stop it. No, anyway, something Gardens at Mount Gravatt, and across the road from that, as a little dual carriageway, was another music store. And I'd heard this thing, and I spent all day going between the music store on that side and the music store in it,
That's amazing.
the Gardens, Garden City at Mount
Nice,
Gravatt.
cool.
Take me down
And I
to
spent
the garden
hours
city.
going. He said he'd give me it for $73. Or he said 72.
Are you actually-
And eventually one guy says, "Stop it. That's it. That's the last. If you want
Are
it,
you
you buy it
serious?
for that."
You haggle
So
between
I
two
got it
stores.
That's
yeah,
brilliant.
all
That's
day.
amazing.
You're a
I was
geezer from
13,
day one, is
and
what you're saying.
I'd been saving up, and I had no money, and I had
That's
some
so good.
birthday money, and
My man.
so I went across the road and said, "Well,
I'm
if
proud
you're
of
not
you.
haggling anymore, I'm going to go back across the road. I'm going to tell him you did haggle." And
How much did
And
you
then
get it for?
both of them
like,
refused to sell it to
I
you.
forget, like $70 or something. And,
If you,
and
if
it
you
was-
worked at, where is it, Garden City?
No, I did work at a fruit
No.
store in Garden City,
If,
but
if
anyway.
the person that works at Garden City that sold
Yeah.
Daniel Steinheit's
Remember
first
that.
pedal is in the ether, please get in
No, I
contact.
did because well, it didn't last long, that music store. It was
The staff might not be dead, though.
Go Music was the other one across the road. And I
Right.
bought loads of stuff from them. They were great. Okay. So I bought the distortion feedbacker, and I remember, and I used it once in church, and then I had people praying for me.
That's amazing.
There
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
my guy.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
And I remember a lady said to me, "Distortion is confusion, and confusion is from the devil."
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm
that's
picturing you
it,
playing
guys.
Eruption.
Thank you
That
for
was
this
it.
week's ChatTGR.
There
you
You
go.
can
Eruption.
Not go any higher. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
but
genuinely
that was
incredible.
but it's a fantastic pedal because so the idea behind this pedal is it's you click it on your distortion, but you hold a note, you press on the foot switch, you hold it down, and it grabs a note and creates feedback, so you can get feedback at low levels.
How does it actually do it? Do you know how?
Oh, it's just a like a frequency oscillator, just pitches the frequency.
Oh, right,
and then
okay, sure.
then just feeds it back into it.
Sure.
Into it. Really, really cool thing.
I love the idea of you at church playing
Going.
like something really nice and then going,
Yeah, that was it. I only ever played at church once.
That
was it.
The one and only
You
time.
one at a
Unreal.
time. Yeah.
Unreal.
Simon has said, TNAT is a disappointment. One of the issues I have with Boss digital menus and features, it just gets so complicated when they could make it more understandable. Such a shame about the MIDI on the PX1.
So
I must
yeah,
admit,
so yeah, let's
watching the Andertons video,
yep.
so I deep delved into that earlier, and it does seem quite straightforward. I do agree with you saying I've got lost in perhaps the more like the 500 series, and I found them perhaps a little bit more complicated. But to be fair, it does seem quite
Yeah,
straightforward.
I don't think it would take long. It's
No.
it is a new format.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a new operating system, and it's just a new thing to get your head around. But I do think it wouldn't take you very long. And there are a number of different layouts, so you can go in and just do it with the knobs, or they've set it up so you've got a number of different ways to do it. Whether you think graphically, or whether you think in terms of numbers and text, whatever, there are options in there to
That's
do
really
that.
interesting.
So
Also-
they have thought about that. I think that is because I think that is feedback that they've had from the 500 series,
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
and I think they've taken that on board.
But also, let's not remember. Let's not forget. Let's not remember.
Let's not
Stop
remember.
remember. Who am I?
I've had a stroke. Call the Bondulance. It's 16 incredible archetypal
Yeah.
pedals in a box for like 220 quid.
Yep.
That's in itself.
Yep.
Something
even
else-
outside
and
of
also
everything else.
stereo in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
else it does, I think it's quite clever, is it saves the settings as you go. So if you have tweaked your DS1
and then you load a different
click
pedal.
along to C2, you go back to the DS1, it goes, right, you set me like
Yeah.
this. There's no save function. I think that's very clever.
And also, and one thing that helps with that, you'll see on the knobs, there's no markings on the knobs.
yeah.
It's just,
Whatever you want.
they're digital they're digital encoders.
Yeah.
So it's look, fantastic. I'm excited to try it out.
Yeah, likewise.
The reality is, if I can switch between two different things, and it might work for what I'm doing. I love the H9. I haven't got the H90 is a step too far for me, but for the simple couple of things that I need for the H9, fantastic. But this looks like, see, go back to that other one. Can you just go to the screen, to Jack's screen for a second? The the PS2 digital pitch shifter delay.
Yeah.
That is an awesome sounding pedal.
I mean,
totally
shoegaze was basically
Completely.
fun. Like
completely.
started around that
And
pedal.
100%. If
And the
I
OC2.
can switch between that and a VB2, I would have 95% of things that I need.
And the
Honestly, OC2,
yeah,
an OC2 for 200 quid is already incredible.
So, and now
like,
all I'm going to say, the caveat is,
I already know what I'm going to say.
yeah, it's emulation. It's 100%
Yes.
digital. And if you're doing wet dry, you're going to have
Phase.
phase problems.
Can I just ask a question?
Yes.
Spencer,
Are we doing Stonehenge?
Spencer Davis has said, where would you put a pedal that does so much different stuff in your signal chain?
Yeah. So that is a
Totally difficult.
fantastic question. If you are doing stereo delay or whatever, right at the end, if you're doing overdrives and the front, this is one of the things about having movable loops in G3 is that you can put it on your board and you can put it anywhere in your signal path depending on what sound you want to use. The issue being is that you can't record presets for that. So it really comes down to how you want to use it, and then working out the best position in your signal path for it.
Unless they update it with MIDI, and then you can.
And
have the
then
best
that
of-
would
that would be
was
incredible.
Yeah, if honestly, if that was the case, I would more than likely have that on the board.
yeah.
And because I do swap the order of it, I do change presets with the H9. The H9 I'm delighted with, but I like shiny new things.
Yeah.
And I would love to get into. I love the app idea.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, which is what we do as well. But it's really handy. And what I mean by that is with the G3 app. But you know, I still have Boss effects on my board. I love Boss. So yeah, I'm really keen to get into it.
Yeah, very exciting.
Very exciting. Okay, all right. Moving right along.
Should we go for the new release from our friends at Death by Audio?
Death by Audio. Love these guys.
So it's an always-on clean, but no, it's not. Let's hear it first, I think. It's always important with Death by Audio to hear it first. So we have the Death by Audio crossover fuzz, which is two fuzz circuits. Mm-hmm. We have like a high register fuzz and a low register fuzz.
Yep.
And then we have like a resonant filter with it as well.
So,
Okay.
so it's basically a low pass filter and a high pass filter,
Right.
and two different fuzz circuits.
Right.
You can either run a singular circuit, a singular sound into both,
Right.
and then set where the
Are they in parallel? Yeah.
set where that frequency splits. If that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Or you can run.
Set the crossover frequency.
Yeah, because you've
Okay.
got a low pass
Yeah.
filter for the low and a
Yeah.
high pass filter for the top, and then different gain controls for both of those. So
Okay, so and that means you can, if you're using a bass,
Yeah.
you can have less distortion in the bottom end. And
Yeah.
point. Okay, that's really
and then
clever.
change that cutoff point, and then you can also plug technically two separate things in, one on the low, one on the high, and control them together as well.
Oh wow!
And they've released this little light sensitive
Oh, yeah.
expression. that a lot of people are using with it, which is literally just a jack plug
This little guy. Check this out.
with a photosensitive resistor in it, set up for an expression pedal, so that you can modulate that. Especially for that, you can modulate the cutoff frequency using light.
So hang on, is it? So it's like a.
The photomodulator utilizes a passive photoresistor circuit, enabling light to control nearby expression pedal compatible device for the widest range of expression. Use a photomodulator in a dark room and adjust to control with a bright light source.
Cool.
Very cool.
So it's just really interesting.
There was a DS1 mod that you could do, which is called the Eye of God mod, which basically...
which is by that company that do the So High, So Low.
Oh,
They're called, is it Analog Music Devices or Analog Music?
Right.
Yeah, I think you're right. Analog music devices.
Very cool, but you could change the light going over and change the gain structure. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, very, very
really cool.
So it can get very extreme, but it can also do some really interesting things from a creative perspective. It's not just all out
I like
noise. It's really interesting concept.
Good. So good.
Cool.
Groovy, baby. Okay.
Next up, we have a collaboration from Third Man Hardware, aka Mr. Jack White.
Yep.
And Black Mountain. And it's a Roto-Echo delay pedal.
Am I correct in saying that Black Mountain primarily do picks?
They do those picks with the spring in it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And then they did that volume pedal.
Volume control. So it's
a roller like type thing. Yeah. And now they've done a delay pedal. So let's hear it get crazy.
Welcome to the Roto-Echo Delay Pedal, a collaboration between Black Mountain Pedals and Third Man Hardware. The Roto-Echo is a delay pedal with an innovative roller wheel foot controller that can be assigned to any of the three controls: time, feedback, or blend. At the very top, you have three knobs, from right to left.
So you can assign the roller to either feedback, time,
or the blend.
That's great.
There's a little toggle here on the back. Really cool idea.
Yeah, I dig it.
For if you're making like crazy spaceship sounds with a delay pedal, you don't have to bend over on your knees and do it. You do it with your foot.
Or even like you have a delay set and you just want to blend in certain notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Very cool idea.
I like it.
Then lastly, it's you had seen this yesterday and you reached out to them like, we're doing like a show today, can you get the assets over? But let's find him. So the Deaf Muff by
Intensive Audio.
That's it. Cool. Should we hear it first?
Yes, please,
because it sounds really good.
I wonder if Mike Venard has seen this yet.
Yeah, right.
Oh, before I forget, massive congrats to Mike Venard on becoming the lead singer for the Cardiacs.
I know, right? This is just unreal.
Ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, my heart was very full when I saw that.
I'm so pleased for him. Looks awesome.
Can I read you the blurb that it's sent with as well?
Yep.
This is just amazing. Just 10 out of 10.
Deaf Muff belongs to a class of medicines known for their highly aggressive nature. It should be used with caution. Used correctly, it can provide effective relief from gain and saturation related conditions, including chronic oral dullness and clean tone syndrome. All intensive care audio pedals are built in London, England, using high quality components and feature soft touch relay true bypass. Where's the fun stuff?
Is it the
How to take the deaf muff. The dose needed to treat the guitar effect deficiency will depend on how low your levels of guitar effect are. Your doctor will advise you on the length of time to use the deaf muff. For adults, this is usually 1 to 2 hours twice a day. Using pedals after meals is recommended to avoid dizziness. If you forget to use the deaf muff, use it as soon as possible and continue to use it as normal. Do not take a double dose to make up for forgotten dose, as this can cause irreversible mind bending (mind benditis). Possible side effects. Like all medicine, this medicine can cause side effects, although not everybody gets them. Serious side effects: involuntary time signature changes, nausea or vomiting, anxiety, difficulty passing riffs, thinking you are better at your instrument than you actually are, looking down at your nose at other people's gear.
Fantastic.
So good.
And intensive care audio are in the chat.
Oh, fantastic.
Thanks for sending that stuff over.
Yeah,
Yes.
amazing.
So exciting.
Sounds so good.
yeah,
So-
well done.
The thing that's so exciting about it is
Yes.
obviously it will go really extreme.
Yeah.
But who did the other demo?
Oh yes, let's show a clip of that as well. Pedal zone.
So in this demo quickly, about the 4 minute mark, you can hear this kind of Octavia tone come out of it. So
Right.
the super low gain sounds on it are equally interesting. It's not like it goes from just clean to distorted.
Now that's really interesting because to me, I could always tell a really good. It's not the ram's head. It's the pie, like the really early muffs.
Mm-hmm.
I could always tell good versions of those by the lowest gain sound, and it has a bit of that quality.
Oh, really? Interesting.
So if this has that as well, that's very, very cool.
Shall we hear
Yes,
it?
please, sir.
So good.
Man, he's so great.
He
He's
is. He
really wonderful guitar player. He really understands texture, dynamics. He's awesome.
The other thing that's interesting about it, I was just trying to check this. Correct me if I'm wrong in terms of audio, but you've got tone control that's pre-gain, which is going to help with the Octavia thing.
Interesting.
And then you've got a chaos control, which I think sets the biasing, because when it's set to minimum, you get a gated fuzz tone. When
Okay,
it's set
yep.
all the way up, you get a really
really
open,
open,
like wide
sure.
thing. So it's just an interesting take on that as well.
Yeah, dig
So
that.
cool.
Very cool.
Very dig it.
And that's all the fun we have this week in pedal.
Very cool.
land.
Lizzie, any questions?
We do have a couple. Ian Patterson, I'm having trouble with my Atom programming the remote switches to turn on and off amp, reverb and tremolo. I get it to work fine on and off in Atom stuff, but can't get it to stick on a stomp box.
That sounds like Logic, like based on other things interacting with it potentially. Not sure. If you send us an email, I will at support@thegigrig.com. See, I said it really slow that time.
Very good.
We will get on that and figure out.
Yeah,
the
I'm
way-
sure it's straightforward, dude.
Yeah. All I would say is when you're setting things up in Stompbox. Oh, okay. Right. If you're on a preset that already has the remote switches turned on, and then you go and add Stompbox control to turn something on that's already on, that won't turn it off. You need to set up what we call subtractive stomp. So you can basically engage it, and then when you disengage it, it removes it from the original preset. Because don't forget, when you use Stompbox, you are using Stompbox to add on top of the preset that you have programmed. If you go to a preset that doesn't have the remote switches turned on and off at all, and then use a Stompbox that has nothing else programmed except the remote switches, and you use that on top of a preset that doesn't have the remote switches programmed, that Stompbox will control the reverb and tremor.
Because otherwise you're going from on to on, and the amp just continues.
The other important thing to mention is make sure that the reverb is using a latching switch, not a momentary switch. And I have seen it before, and it's so annoying that companies will use a momentary relay, which basically you turn it and it flips to the on position, and then you buzz it again, it flips to the off position, as opposed to a latching switch, which when it's on, the relay shuts, and when you release the power, the relay opens to normally open position, as opposed to like a tap thing, it goes to on, a tap thing, again, it goes to off. So I'm not sure what app you're using, but just make sure that it's using actual latching or normally open, normally close gates to turn the reverb and tremolo on and off. But we'll be able to get it sorted out. The original Pro 14 had this in. We've been doing it for over 20 years, so we do know that it works. But just send us an email, and if you can include a little clip about how you're doing it, that would be great. Lizzie.
Sorry.
No worries. Doing the nails.
I'm not. TJ has said, any updates on when we can hope to see the GigRig pedal boards on Pedalboard Playground? BV did go back and say it is a bit out of our hands at the moment. We've given them all the information, and they did advise me that they're just working on an extra part of their platform that has caused a delay. But we've given them all they need, so hopefully not long now.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be nice.
It will be good.
Good, nice. But to be fair, you can, in the interim, if you're really got a burning desire to get it done, you can go onto the custom pedal boards bit on the left at the bottom, and you can add the dimensions in, so you can add them then and there. What's going on here? Been robbed. Someone's robbed my guitar. Yeah, so you can add them as a custom board. So if you want to map your boards out,
when Dan whispers in your ear, "Give me the Les Paul," what do you do?
Oh, it's my dream. It's Dan whispered in my ear.
And Paul Matelevich has said, are you getting a lost and found from Chase Bliss?
Yes, please, Chase Bliss, if you're watching, I would love one. Thank you for offering. Yeah, it seems incredible. It seems utterly incredible. We've lost them both. How many ADHDs does it take to play jazz on a Les Paul? Yeah, the lost and found, Chase Bliss. What's your thoughts? 3 words, go.
Love it large.
Nice.
There you go. Yes.
That will be on the rest of their marketing.
On the
They'll
box.
be quoting that one.
Love it.
Yeah.
On the box.
I think it's really cool. I really want to get my hands on it.
Yeah.
You enjoying that Les Paul?
I need to wrap my head around the external dip switches on the back.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've been promising myself to do for years. And I've never done it, only because I've never had to, because I have so much fun. Just that one there, that's it. He's stretching, things are crashing. So, tonal recall, and this is the blue knob version. I have both versions, the blue knob and the red knob, and I like them both equally.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I think they're great. There is just epic fun to be had from here without even getting to this shenanigans.
Yeah, agreed.
But I am going to sit down and go, all right, what does that do? You know?
Yeah.
But it does so much. And I know that one side is used with the expression pedal and the other side is used with the ramp control, and then you can set an oscillator to that. And all the stuff. It's very, very cool. The reason
Whipped it.
I think I am more motivated now to get into it is because of the Lost and Found.
Yeah, sure.
I just think they just do stuff that sounds awesome, and it sounds a little bit off the beaten path, you know. Where's that? The flanger.
It's
around somewhere.
there.
There it is. So this is the first Chase Bliss pedal I had, which is the Spectre, and I love flangers.
How many things can Dan hold?
I still have teeth. I just thought this thing sounded
It's so good.
unreal. And then everything that I've played of theirs, it's one thing to have really unique, fun interface and, you know, all the MIDI stuff, and, you know, that's all great. It doesn't matter if it doesn't sound amazing. You know, that's what's always been something that we've worked to at GigRig. It can whistle Dixie, but if it doesn't sound amazing, it's no point.
Totally.
So everything that we do starts from, okay, it just has to sound epic. And knowing Joel, he's has exactly the same ethos, and just make sure that everything audibly. And, you know, look, when I got the Brothers AM, and I always liked the Brothers anyway.
Yeah.
Brothers AM is unreal. I really like it. So yeah, it just goes to show. So I'm really interested in the Lost and Found, and I think that's where a lot of the dip switches will come into their own.
Totally.
Because it does so much. And it'd be interesting to head the Lost and Found with the Boss.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's a great point.
Because the effects they've chosen to put into the Boss one, you know, like the Spectre, you know,
slow gear,
or slow gear, and that sort of stuff. It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, it's,
you know,
it's cool. It's a big vibe.
Yeah, dig it.
Yes, you can.
Dig it. Okay. Any other questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay, fabulous. I wanted to have a quick talk about our power supplies. Last time we were on the show, so I think loads of people know about the Gen X 14, which we released, was it a couple of years now?
Yeah, I think we'll be coming up to 2 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
2 would be my guess.
And last time we were here, we announced its baby brother, the Gen X 8, which is really fab. You know, it's just a groovy thing. If you don't need 14 effects pedals, you know, I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
You don't want to meet anyone that doesn't need 14 effects pedals. But in case you don't need
They are apparently
those,
out there.
They're apparently out there.
You know, for like a blues gig.
For like, if you're doing a blues gig, you only need 8 pedals.
you know what I mean?
Just an
Yeah, yeah.
acoustic, just
Yeah,
a straight up
yeah,
you know what I
acoustic kick.
But the other thing that we've done this week is we have upgraded the isolator
Wait, what?
to this little
Wait,
guy.
what?
So this is the Gen X 4 LC, which stands for low current. And it is another part of the modular system. So you can use this in conjunction with either the 8 or the 14. What is different about this one? There's 2 things. The first one is it has between 9 and 24 volt input range. So if you're using 24 volts on the input of your Gen X, you can just go from the link output directly to the input here. Then you've got your 4 9-volt outputs. And the outputs are basically, we have a patent, which we did years ago when we did the virtual battery. And it's a bit of patented technology that delivers current the way a battery does. And it's not a voltage, it doesn't just lower the voltage.
It's not just a sag.
It changes the way that it delivers the current, same way that a battery does. And the Gen X4 LC is specifically for pedals under 100 milliamps, and it will deliver, it's basically like 4 virtual batteries in there, and it will deliver current in the same way that a battery does. It's for your analog effects, for your overdrives, your fuzzes, those things that you would love to power off batteries. You know, the Gen X 14 and the 8, you know, they can deliver a huge amount of current, and it's fantastic. And, you know, if you're using valve pedals and you're using your Strymons and all that stuff, you need a lot of current, which is what these are brilliant for. But for your analog effects, I really feel that they need something different.
Sure.
And whenever I've put a virtual battery on any of my lower current pedals, I've always felt it. And so the Gen X 4LC basically has 4 virtual battery outputs on it. But you can, the big difference between, you know, the 4 virtual batteries on the output, they're set. There's no trim pot like you do on the individual virtual battery. But the input, you can have between 9 and 24 volts. It's actually more than 24, but it's a, you know, big sweeping input voltage range. So it will link directly to the link output, which is really cool. And I don't know, I know that Strymon and is it Walrus? They also have a 24 volt input. And so, you know, it'll link directly up to that. And it'll just give you some really, it's like super tweaked voltages for your analog pedals, because they just sometimes need a bit of extra love. I think in the modern digital age, they can feel a little bit left out.
I understand.
Like, no, that's just, here you go.
Just a question on the Gen X8 from
Yes.
Reeves Electro Guitar Pedals.
Yes.
Can you sag the voltage on the Gen X8?
You can't sag the voltage on the Gen X8. But all the outputs on the Gen X8, they're all 500 milliamps, and then we have 2 separate 1 amp outputs switchable between 9 and 12. If you want a specific sag, we do the virtual battery, which you can link up to any of these outputs, and then you basically go between an alkaline 9 volt and a carbon battery that sort of, it's still happy, but it's carbon.
It's
changes the resistance.
Amplitude-based voltage sag based on how much the current the pedal is drawing.
Yeah. So, for example, if you put a meter on it, it'll still read 9 volts, but it depends. The trim pot changes the relationship when it starts to draw current, and that is one thing that batteries do. And well, some people like alkaline batteries, some people like carbon batteries. The Gen X 4LC sort of sits in a very happy place, and you know, obviously completely isolated like a battery is. But yeah, it's a great way to expand your power supply. You can hook this up to any power supply. So if you've got a power supply that's got a 500 milliamp output, and you've got 4 analog pedals that you want to power, you can just chuck it on. Happy days. Yeah. So there you go. Gen X 4LC. So we've got the Gen X 14, Gen X 8, and the Gen X 4LC in the Gen X family. Yay! Yay! So one thing I wanted to have a look at with this is, you know, it's live on the website now, but sort of announcing this. One thing that I have always loved about our systems is the solderless DC connector.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I really dig it, you know, if you buy a standard 9 volt pedal board power supply, and it will come with these 2.1 millimeter DC connectors, you plug one side into the effects, into the power supply, and then the other side into your pedal. Great. Very good. The issue I found doing pedal boards for such a long time with those sorts of systems is they're never the right length.
Yeah. You always end up with a cable that you, even if you seem to get lucky and do it neatly, you'll always end up with like the power supply and the pedal, and then you've got a cable this long. It always seems to be one that you end up wrapping around the pedal 4 times to get rid of
it'll either be like
some length.
a mile too long, or it'll be just long enough.
Yeah,
And
it's
like just
and you've made some
janky,
sort of
jaunty angle.
inductor heater around the pedal. You turn it on, it starts to glow.
Exactly.
And we've been doing this cable system for 20 years, and I love it. So basically, we buy any of our supplies, and including the 4LC, in it, you will find your little thanks from the TheGigRig team. So in it, you'll find these DC cables.
Cables.
Right. So here's what happens. You put this anywhere on your board, whatever makes most sense. You grab the DC cable, just unwrap it. You got your Leatherman.
other mans are
So
available.
he's the most rubbish superhero available. Leatherman. He's been sitting on the beach at the Gold Coast for the last 40 years, dousing himself in olive oil every day.
Oh, it's so warm. I'm coming.
He's a cautionary tale.
It's so...
I'm just going to interlude the question.
Yes.
Paul Matelovich has said, after seeing the native audio filter on a previous episode, have you gotten one or any of the native audio stuff? I feel like you boys could use a war party.
Oh,
Not yet.
No,
but
no,
I
but
I love the filter.
Yeah.
in particular.
Yes.
Incredible.
yeah, no, we'll definitely look at that. Paul Matelovich is a purveyor of fine pedals, and he's been out to a couple of TPS experience days,
Oh, cool.
and he's always bought gifts, which I've gratefully received with my hands.
Paul,
And,
our address is...
And yeah, he's got an awesome G3 board and some really lovely stuff. But he always comes up with really interesting pedals.
Cool.
So yes, Paul, we will look at that. So okay, so for example, if you can you hold this for me, please? And if you can hold this for me, please.
Yes, sir.
So on my pedal board, I've got the Gen X4 LC, or could be the 14 or the 8 or whatever it is. All of our supplies use this system. And I need to have the pedal set up over here. So what I do is I take the DC cable, I plug it into the pedal, and now I route this DC cable wherever I need it to go. Let's go around the mic
Route
stand, and is route the wrong word?
Route?
Route.
And then I come wherever it is, and then I get to the Gen X4. So I've got exactly the amount of cable that I need, and
Don't go too short.
I'm not cutting it too
this
short.
side.
No, I'm going in here.
No, we're going out, mate. We're not
I
going
need some
in.
more coffee.
All right. Got it?
No,
All right.
I'm losing it.
So then what I do is I measure to the tabs, take my pliers,
This seems like a job for Leatherman.
Leatherman, and then I cut that to length. Your Leathermans are dull. And now
Blunt Leatherman.
now that's cut to length, here's what I do. There is no stripping of any wire involved.
No stripping required.
No stripping required. All I do is, see that? See how I've separated the end there? And I just pop it in.
When
There's
one
two little holes here. Don't say anything. And then all I do, now on one side of the wire, there's a faint white line. The side with the white line goes under the white tab. I just push it in there. And then I push the tabs down. So I grab the Leatherman or whatever I've used to. Leatherman. And I push the tabs in. And what happens is that pushes the cable down onto these like two little V receptacles that grip. It goes through the insulation and grips onto the cable. What that means is, A, the cable is the exact length I need for my pedal board. B, it is locked in. I can't pull that out. The mistake that some people have made trying to do this is that they think they need to strip the cable and just put the ends in. You don't strip anything. You just cut it to length, pop it in under the tabs, and then push the tabs down. Now, the tabs need to be flat to pierce the cable. And once that's flat, it's locked in. Now, you can reuse it when you change your pedal board, which we do all the time. You simply pop the tabs up. There's a little square hole there, which you put your little Allen key or whatever in to lever up. Pull the cable out, grab another cable or reuse this cable, cut it to length. Away you go. But I've always been a fan of this because it means that I've got the perfect routing of my DC cables with no soldering. It's one thing that, I see people with these gorgeous pedal boards and I see these power supplies, and there's lots of great power supplies out there, but when I see the amount of custom work that has had to go into getting the DC cables right, it's it's unreal.
Agreed.
This gives you the perfect length. You just pop them in and away you go.
Yeah.
And the same thing, if I've got my Gen X 14, you can hold my Gen X 14.
Yes.
And then you can hold the LC. And of course, I can put the LC anywhere on my board. And then I go to the input of the LC. So now I want to power the LC. And I just go to the link output here. Bing, same thing. Cut it to length, pop it in there. Away you go.
Byro Funk has asked, how small can you make those attachments? Could you do the other end so it would be reusable?
How small can you make those attachments? Can you do the other end so it will be reusable?
You only cut one end.
Yes.
If you cut it super short and you needed a longer cable, then you'd need another cable. You can't reattach the cables together, I think is what
right, I see, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So once you've basically the amount of, if you want to reuse the cable and you've popped this in here, the amount of cable that you need to cut off to make it reusable is about 1 centimeter. But if you've got you've cut it really short and you want to replace it with a longer cable, we do sell the packs of cables just by themselves to give you, all those options. But, it bears saying that, it's really good quality cable. And it's also made for modern effects as well, that are high current. Run it back to your Gen X and pop in the tabs and away you go.
There's a comment I just want to kind of address.
Yes.
About the idea of the connectors not being soldered.
Yes.
And them oxidizing because of it. We've been using this technology for...
over 20 years.
Yeah, and we have never, ever seen that, had an issue with that.
Ever.
I mean, I've personally worked here for over 12 years, and one of my distributors is the same distributor you gave me when I started,
right?
And I've never had any issues like that.
It's a non-issue. It really is.
Yeah.
The other thing to remember is because you've still got the insulation around it. So if you can imagine, there's a specific little inside.
It's like a little prong.
It's like a little prong, and that it connects through the insulation. So, I mean, it's airtight anyway.
The surface area that would be able to oxidize, if any, would be. It'd be less
than the surface area of an open when you.
Yeah.
Unless you are soldering right up to the insulation, actually, there's less oxidization there. So,
fair.
Yeah, it's a non-issue. Groovy?
Groovy baby.
Groovy baby. Yeah. So can you? I just want to put a couple of things up. So this is a diagram of. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. So this is a really big pedal board that the boys had to do a a power path diagram for. If you have any questions about how do I power my pedals, we have a power path diagram service. And so, Jake, can you just quickly run us through this one?
Yes. So we've basically got a Gen X14 doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yep.
So we have all the 200 milliamp outputs here.
Yep.
Then we have the 4500 for some slightly hungrier pedals.
Yep.
Then we have our two 1 amp outputs that we're powering a Atom S. And the Sushi finally, that I don't think was actually that hungry. It's just that we needed to switch up to 12 volts.
Yep, nice.
And then out of the link, we come over here to a distributor.
Yep.
Where we're running 3 Gen X4 LCs.
Oh, nice. So you've got 12 extra pedals there.
You've got it. All of that off of a Gen X14, a distributor, 3 Gen X4 LCs.
Now, that is extreme, right? That is an extreme version of a power path diagram, but I wanted to show you that so that you can see how flexible it is. But then we have this other power path diagram here, which is a much simpler version. So what's great about this, we've got a distributor and that is going to 1 doubler and 2 Gen X4 LCs. Now, what's great about this, you've got 6 low current pedals, but then we've also got the auto delay from the auto BIM, the delay, which I love. And we're using the generator into the distributor, they're going into the doubler. The auto runs beautifully on 18 volts, even though it says 15. We've confirmed with Dennis at Otto. It says, yep, 18 volts is no problem. I run mine on 18 volts. All of Ed's on 18 volts. Works brilliantly. But this uses our distributor and then goes separately to the Gen X4s and the doubler. And it's a beautiful use of the modular supply. The distributor is still wicked. I love that. But the other thing to note is you could use a 24 volt instead of the generator.
Yeah.
You could use the 24 volt because the doubler, the Gen X4 LC, they all take 24 volts of the input. You know, what you'll get at the output is always going to be 9 volts or 18 volts if it's a doubler. But it's a really cool way to do it. And again, all using the solderless cables, get your board looking snazzy.
Snazzy, baby.
Snazzy. Cool.
Cool, yeah.
Cool. How you doing, Lizzie? You okay?
Yes,
Was that
thank
captivating?
you. Oh, my goodness. Whoa. Sorry, no.
I like you've been making notes throughout the show, and it's like you're doing a little crossword in the corner of my eye.
No.
It was a dramatic page flip for me.
Oh, because you'd completed that crossword, it's gone to like a Sudoku or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a big afternoon. We did have a lovely person comment asking if we'd ever consider selling packs of stickers. So maybe that's something we need to be thinking about.
100%.
The people would
Everyone
like
loves
it.
stickers.
I know your cases are always covered, aren't they?
Hey, Dan. Dan.
Someone else did ask how come Dan's caressing a Buzzpool. And what do they know?
He's lost cause at this point.
Yeah, baby.
We'll leave him here when we
catching up
turn
in
the
the
lights off, and he'll just carry on.
Oh dear. Well, it's been a bit of a feisty chat this
It
afternoon.
has been a feisty chat. We just remember that we're
Who's
all
feisting?
Oh, just
bit of feist.
just a bit of feist.
Bit of
Oh,
feist.
no.
But we're very grateful for everyone being here.
Yeah.
And it's time to say goodbye.
Remember to love each other,
Yeah.
even if you are soldered or solderless.
Please don't.
However, you
please
may
don't feist with
want
each
to
other.
connect. Make sure.
Faust.
Yeah.
Faust
Please
with
connect
each other.
in a
Please refrain from
non-oxidizing
jousting.
way.
Please don't joust.
Ah. Oh, Matt from Blind Panic Devices said, any chance of some beard care tips? I'm not sure who he's asking there.
Yeah. Don't age.
Right, we're all going to say goodbye.
Thanks, everyone. Stay awesome. Love one another. Funky times we're living in. be excellent to each other.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.